What does it really mean to live long? Is it just keeping your heart beating for as many years as possible, avoiding risk, obsessing over youth and fighting the signs of aging? Or is it something deeper, something more connected to the Tao? Chapter 33 of the Tao Te Ching. Those who know others are wise. Those who know themselves are enlightened. Those who overcome others are powerful. Those who overcome themselves are strong. Those who are contented are rich. Those who act strongly have will. Those who do not lose their place endure. Those who die without perishing live long. Chapter 33 offers us a subtle but powerful lens to see health and longevity not just as a biological condition, but as a spiritual orientation, a way of relating to life, to self, to fear, and even to death. Let's start with this line: those who die without perishing live long. This one line flips everything we think we know about longevity. Because it isn't saying those who don't die live long. It's saying the opposite. Those who die yet don't perish are the ones who truly endure. And in that paradox lies the Daoist secret to health, one rooted in simplicity, surrender, inner awareness, and the art of letting go, dying before you die, the real medicine. The greatest obstacle to health and vitality isn't poor diet or lack of exercise. It's fear, especially the fear of change, the fear of loss, the fear of death. But in Taoist philosophy, death isn't the enemy. It's part of the rhythm of nature. A wave returns to the ocean. A leaf falls in autumn. A breath exhales. To live long, we must learn how to die well, moment by moment. That means letting old identities, ideas, tensions, and emotions dissolve when their time is up. This is what the ancients meant by dying before you die. You let go of the ego's grip on life. You stop trying to control everything, and you allow the Tao to move through you without resistance. The paradox is, when you stop fearing death, you actually live longer, not just in years, but in presence, in richness, in vitality. Let me tell you a story about an old Taoist physician I met during a trip to Hong Kong. His name was Leang. He was in his 80s, but moved like someone in his 40s, fluid, grounded, alive. One day I asked him, "What's your secret to health?" He smiled and said, "I don't try to stay young, I stay empty." That didn't make sense to me at first. I thought he meant fasting or detoxing or maybe just having no attachments. But then he explained, the body holds on to tension the same way the mind holds on to fear. When you empty both, the life force moves freely. And when the life force moves, disease cannot stay. Leang wasn't just speaking metaphorically, he meant it literally. Every day he practiced slow movement, conscious breath, stillness, and letting go. He didn't run from aging, he leaned into it, like drifting downstream with a smile. His way of living wasn't about preventing death, it was about trusting the current. That's why, even in his old age, his energy was luminous. You could feel it when you stood near him. That's longevity without fear. Here are 3 Taoist keys to long life. So how do we take this wisdom and apply it in modern life? Here are 3 Tao-inspired practices that lead to longevity, not just of body, but of being. 1. Yield to the current. This may sound familiar by now, but yielding is a health practice. When stress comes, instead of resisting, soften. When emotions rise, instead of suppressing, breathe. Let life pass through you instead of getting stuck in you. Think of your organs as flowing rivers. Stagnation brings decay, movement brings life. Practice this daily. When you feel pressure, pause, breathe, and yield. Instead of tightening, open. Instead of running, stay. 2. Train lightly, live fully. The Taoist approach to movement is not about intensity, it's about consistency and alignment. Tai Chi, Qigong, walking meditation, breath work. These arts heal not by force, but by harmony. When you align breath, movement, and intention, your entire system begins to self-regulate. So rather than obsess over building muscle or chasing fitness trends, ask, does my practice nourish me or deplete me? A long life comes from inner balance, not outer strain. 3. Let go of identity, the real detox. This is the hard one. So many health problems are rooted in emotional tension, and emotional tension often comes from identity attachment. Who you think you are, what you think others expect, the fear of not being enough, of losing your image. Every time you relax this grip, you heal. The Tao invites you to die to who you were yesterday so you can be reborn today. If you can release the need to be someone, Your body releases tension. Your immune system calms. Your spirit returns to simplicity. That's the essence of dying without perishing. Why simplicity is the strongest medicine. Let's come back to another line in this chapter. Though simplicity is small, the world cannot subordinate it. This is the Tao's way of saying, don't underestimate the power of simple things. A breath, a smile, a walk, a glass of warm tea, a quiet morning. These are the medicine, not because they're flashy, but because they reconnect you to the rhythm of the Tao. Think of how modern society chases health through endless complexity, supplements, gadgets, apps, programs, but nature doesn't need all that. What it needs is for us to remember, to return, to stop forcing, to simplify. True longevity isn't hacked. It's earned through rhythm, through surrender, through connection. 5-minute simplicity reset. Try this today. 1. Set a timer for 5 minutes. 2. Sit or stand somewhere comfortable, ideally outside. 3. Close your eyes, breathe in and out through the nose. 4. With every breath, let go of one identity, one pressure, one expectation. 5. Keep releasing, keep softening, keep yielding. When the timer ends, don't snap back. Let that softness follow you. Walk with it, eat with it, talk with it. That's the practice of immortality, not in body, but in spirit. Those who die without perishing live long. This doesn't mean we're trying to cheat death. It means we're learning how to die well daily, to let go of the excess, the noise, the tension, the ego. And in that dying, something miraculous happens. We begin to truly live. We live with presence. We live with joy. We live with stillness. And when our time comes, whenever that may be, we'll leave not with fear, but with grace. So today, let this be your medicine. Soften your grip on life. Trust the Tao. Breathe fully, move slowly, laugh more, love well, live long, not because you're afraid to die, but because you're no longer afraid to be. Let me tell you a story I once heard, a story with a message that has echoed through my own meditative practice for decades. There was once an Indian trader who traveled regularly between his homeland and the African continent. On one of his early trips to Africa, he came across a beautiful parrot, bright feathers, sharp eyes, full of life. Captivated by the bird, he brought it back with him to India as a companion. He didn't mistreat the parrot. Quite the opposite, he loved it. He gave it the best seeds, the freshest fruit, a golden cage that hung in his sunroom with a perfect view of the park. He spoke to the bird every day and took great pride in how well he cared for it. One year, as the trader prepared to return to Africa for more goods, he asked his parrot, "Is there any message you'd like me to give your friends back home in the jungle?" The parrot tilted its head and replied, "Yes, tell them I'm doing well. I'm happy here in my cage." The trader nodded and set off. Days later, walking through the jungle, he found a group of parrots perched in a tree. He called up to them and said, "I have a message from your friend. He says he's happy. He's doing well in his cage in India." Upon hearing this, one of the parrots went completely still. Its eyes fluttered, and then it fell off the branch, dead. Shocked, the trader returned home with the sad news. "I don't understand it," he said to his parrot. "I told them your message, and when one of your friends heard it, he fell over and died." The parrot grew quiet. Then its eyes began to close, its body stiffened, and just like the bird in the jungle, it collapsed, dead. Now heartbroken, the trader gently removed the lifeless parrot from the cage. He walked outside and with a heavy heart laid it in the trash behind his home. But the moment the bird touched the earth, it sprang up. Wings spread, eyes bright, it flew to a nearby branch. The trader was stunned. "You tricked me," he said. "Why would you do that?" The parrot looked down and said, "My friend in Africa gave me the message I needed. He showed me the way. If I wanted to be free, I had to die while still alive." This parrot's story holds the essence of what Daoist masters have whispered for centuries. Those who die without perishing live long. True freedom, true longevity, isn't about outsmarting death or avoiding discomfort. It's about dying before you die, letting go of attachments, identities, and comforts that keep us caged, even if gilded. That cage could be your role in society, your definition of success, your body image, your tightly held beliefs, your fear of letting go. You might feed it well, polish it, decorate it, but it's still a cage. And just like the parrot, no amount of outer comfort can replace the innate longing to be free. to soar, to live aligned with the Tao, to dissolve the barriers between life and death, between self and spirit. Here's a powerful reflection practice. Try it tonight. 1. Sit quietly, close your eyes. 2. Imagine your ego, your fears, your expectations as the cage. 3. Now ask, what part of me is ready to die so my deeper self can live? 4. Breathe into that part. Allow it to soften. 5. When the breath feels full and calm, release the thought with your exhale. That moment of letting go, even for a breath, is your first taste of flying. If this lesson spoke to something deep in you, please like the video, share it with a friend who's on the journey. And if you haven't already, join our 81-day Tao Challenge. 1 chapter, 1 breath, 1 moment of peace each morning. Stay well, stay yielding.